Former General Secretary of the United National Congress from 2012 to 2020 and served as chairman from 2020 to present. He's a former chief economist to the leader of the opposition. MP Tanku is a qualified senior economist and is qualified attorney at law. Let's hear it for MP Tanku.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you.
Thank you very much, Joseph. Thank you very much. Political leader of United National Congress, the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Visesa, parliamentary colleagues, local government members, fellow candidates of the STAR team, my brothers and sisters all. Good night. My name is Dave Tanku, and I stand here as your candidate for the STAR team as chairman. The Srimad Bhagavad Gita says, strive consistently and continuously to serve the welfare of the world. By devotion to selfless work, one attains the supreme goal of life. Do your work always with the welfare of others in mind. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the core of what it means to be an effective party manager and administrator on the UNC's national executive. And it is something that the STAR team understands exceptionally well. We do not fight for personal ambition, self-aggrandizement, ego, or one-upmanship. We do not fight because we are totem, because we did not get a position in some place or the other. We do not pursue the scorched earth, victory at all cost route. We fight to defend that which we love, our families, our homes, our country, and yes, our party. We fight to defend that which we, you and I and all of us have built together, ladies and gentlemen. You are the UN. Ladies and gentlemen, national service has always been my chosen occupation. That is why I chose to serve Trinidad and Tobago via the United National Congress since our party's inception. I have been an active member of this organization since Club 88. My first set of stacking chairs for meetings, putting up posters and canvas in support. I was present, ladies and gentlemen, as a hopeful youth on a rainy October day at the Arangwa Savannah in 1988, trudging through the mud, helping to pack up chairs following the launch of the greatest political movement this nation has ever seen, the United National Congress, ladies and gentlemen, your party. I have been blessed to be given the opportunity to perform almost every campaign role, from street captain to a coordinator on the national campaign team. I have served in opposition as an activist and as a chief economist to both Mr. Pandey and the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Visesa. I have served in the Pandey administration as an advisor to the Attorney General and later Minister Kamala Prasad-Visesa. And in 2010 to 2015, I served as advisor to the Prime Minister on finance and the economy in the People's Partnership Government. There, ladies and gentlemen, I had the honor of sitting in cabinet and witnessing historic policies being made. I saw cabinet note number 1 of 2010 creating the Children's Life Fund. I saw VAT being removed from food. I saw school children receiving laptops. I saw serious crimes dropped to the lowest in decades. I saw roads and bridges, police stations, schools, social support, gate scholarships, and so much more. And ladies and gentlemen, that didn't happen by VAPs. That required vision, experience, commitment, knowledge, competence, sacrifice, hard work, and above all, a genuine love for people. It required leadership. That is your legacy. That is our legacy. That is the legacy of the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Visesa. You know, I do not believe for a second that my colleagues who are running against the star team truly understand this. That is why they are seeking to divide this country. Do those who are opposed to us truly understand that these are not just mere official titles? These are critical jobs and responsibilities. How can they know the work that must be done to prepare the party for local government elections and for general elections when they have deliberately absented themselves from that role? Do they have a clue of the tiniest but critically important details of party administration? Do they know what issues to engage the EBC on to ensure that elections are fair and free from fear? The answer to all of these questions is a resounding no. They know nothing about the party's administration because they refuse to get involved in the party's activities. Today they are telling you that they have a vision about building a new party headquarters. You know, they thief somebody's drawing from the internet, screenshot a photo, put a flag on it and say that is their vision. Everything about them is a sham, just like the PNM. But you see, that is the problem. They have no respect for party members. That is why they insult you. They say you lack integrity, that you are fanatics, that you are part of a cult, tribal voters, and they still feel after all that abuse that you will support them. They talk down to UNC members, but on June 15th, ladies and gentlemen, you will speak back to them with your finger. This one. You will talk back to them with your finger in a resounding victory for your star team. They don't know you. Where were they when you were building this party? They were comfortable, ladies and gentlemen, in their own spaces and in their own places. And you know how you know this, ladies and gentlemen? You know how you know what the quality of these individuals are? Because they have been comfortable reciting PNM mantras from day one. This country is in the worst state it has ever been because of the PNM. And today they are proudly sharing videos of known PNM sympathizers endorsing them. That is where they reach, you know. When you have people who support the PNM also supporting the other side against you and I, you know your star team is fighting two gangs. The PNM A team and the PNM B team. We are fighting the PNM every day publicly and winning. The local government elections proved it. We got tens of thousands more votes than the PNM did, and we fought less seats. That was done by your star team leader. The same leader that they refuse to work with, that they don't want to work with. During that local government election, they refused to work with you, refused to campaign with you, refused to support the UNC against the PNM because you see they hoped that the UNC would lose. But God is great, we won. Today the UNC is fighting two local government elections right around here. One right around the corner in Lengua Indian Walk, and one in Quinam on Diablo. Where are they? Nicole Gopal and Sarah Sukdev are UNC candidates. The slate opposed to us have been paying mics to pass up and down these same seats, but they will never say vote for UNC. They want to lead the UNC, but they refuse to support UNC candidates. They refuse to work with the candidates. They refuse to sponsor a dinner mint for the activists that have been walking and campaigning with these candidates, and they want to lead you? Ladies and gentlemen, your UNC stars have been fighting against the PNM in Parliament and outside. We have been fighting for accountability, and these same people have been missing there too. When we were fighting to defend the Auditor General, where were they? Missing in action. Last week we had the Standing Finance Committee, and media review. All of them have ministries that they shadow. All of them. And instead of challenging the PNM, they sat down there in silence. So, they sat down like this. Like when you're in school and the teacher buff you. So, they only have mouth to repeat PNM propaganda of Hines, Rowley, and Imbert attacking you, the UNC. And while we are opposing the PNM, you know they are opposing we? We fighting the PNM and them fighting we? As much regard as I may have for them as UNC colleagues and fellow party members, ladies and gentlemen, we must put our families and our future first and vote for the only team with the requisite experience and knowledge, the star team. I have never been a member of any other political organizations, and I have stayed true and faithful to the UNC in good times and in bad. The STAR team offers you our collective experience and track record of service, ladies and gentlemen. We have been there with you, foot to foot, hand to hand, building this party to a point where we are the most diverse representative party in the whole country. We are strong and they know that. We are ready for government and they know that. That is why they becoming desperate. You know, there's one fella who fought the post of chairman 2 years ago and got relics. He spent the last 2 years saying the nastiest things on social media about you, UNC activists. Today, that fella, instead of begging you for forgiveness, this arrogant character expects you must swallow his insults, hold your nose. The great responsibility that being your chairman involves. I pledge not only to be the chairman you deserve, but also your dedicated partner and most loyal ally. You know me. I have always been available and I am always around. Over 3 decades of national service has taught me the most important wisdom comes from the good government, the good people of Trinidad and Tobago. And I am grateful to the UNC, faithful followers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to rally the Republic to one love and national unity, to take our party back to government, to take our country back to safety, to take our political leader, Kamla Prasad-Bissessar, back to the Parliament's Red House, White House. On June 15th, vote for the 17 stars. Vote for your star team. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's stand and welcome the best Prime Minister Barack has ever seen, the best Prime Minister Trinidad and Tobago has ever seen, and the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Barakpur, let's give our political leader the best reception ever in Barakpur. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Political Leader, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa, Madam Political Leader, rain or sun, the UNC is strong in Barakpur. The numbers in Barakpur turn out in the thousands. Thank you, Barakpur. Ladies and gentlemen, my role is to introduce a few of the winning candidates for the star team on June 15th. Come out and vote for the star team in Barakpur. Let's whip them in Naparima. Our first winning candidate is our Tobago Regional Coordinator, Councillor Kenwin Phillip, the present chairman of the Sangre Grande Regional Corporation, serving as a councillor for Manzanilla Fishing Pond since 2016, having been elected 3 times, a former youth affairs officer and elections officer for the Komoto Manzanilla constituency, an executive with over 15 years of service to the United National Congress. Your next Tobago Regional Coordinator, Kenwin Phillip. Ladies and gentlemen, the next winning candidate will be our Northwest Regional Coordinator, Mr. Eli Zakur, a successful businessman with over 20 years of management experience, served on the board of directors of Udicot and then Swimcall. He has served as Northwest Regional Coordinator since 2017. Mr. Zakur holds a bachelor's, an MBA and a master's in law and is also a qualified commercial pilot. Your next Northwest Regional Coordinator, Mr. Eli Zakur. Ladies and gentlemen, the next winning candidate is our South Regional Coordinator, Councillor Shanti Budram, stalwart of the UNC, known for the Shanti Brigade, served as a local government councillor since 2010. The Vice Chairman of the Penal Debe Regional Corporation, serving as the South Coordinator since 2010, forming dozens and hundreds of party groups within the southern regions and party arms throughout South Trinidad. The best South Regional Coordinator and the next Coordinator for South, Shanti Budram. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move on, our next winning candidate will be Central Regional Coordinator, MP Vandana Mohit. Former local government councillor for Kunupia, the youngest mayor in our nation's history as mayor of Chaguanas. She is the outgoing education officer and shadow minister of social development in the House of Representatives. The young and dynamic member of parliament for Chaguanas East holds a Master's of Arts in Mass Communication, New Media Governance and Democracy from the University of Leicestershire. The Central Regional Coordinator, Vandana Mohit. Our next candidate, our next winning candidate is our research officer and former Senator, Sean Sobers, a brilliant young attorney who graduated from the University of London, practicing over a decade with a focus on civil and commercial litigation, a dynamic defender of our rights, who served as an opposition senator in the parliament, in the 11th parliament, outgoing policy and strategy officer. Your next research officer, former Senator Sean Silvers. And finally, our next party organizer, MP Barry Padarat. Before entering active politics, MP has served 4 years in foreign service. The Peppermouth MP in the parliament served Princess Song people and served as a central coordinator from 2022 to 2024. Shadow Minister for Public Utilities, holds a bachelor's in government and an IR postgraduate degree in communications and diploma in law. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce the next party organizer and the next speaker for tonight.
'Cause you're a sky full of stars, 'cause you light up the path.
Political leader of the United National Congress and the best Prime Minister Trinidad and Tobago has ever had, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa. Parliamentary colleagues, colleagues joining us from the star slate of candidates, members of the local government fraternity, brothers and sisters, star team well-wishers all, are you here this evening? Now, when our political leader arrived, she stopped and she said to MP Saddam Hussein something he told her on Sunday. And she said, only rain stops cricket, nothing else. And we are out here in our hundreds, in our numbers, because the rain does not stop the United National Congress and our supporters. Brothers and sisters, we are the cusp of one of the most defining moments in our party's history. It is a singular moment in time when we would stand resolutely in defense of 35 years of fight against the injustice of the PNM. Those of us, the children of the UNC, who have worked our way up the ranks of this great party, understand what is at stake in this election. We have fought over the years to distinguish ourselves in academia and in professional excellence. From within the team, you have experienced engineers, you have lawyers, you have PhD doctors, chartered accountants, diplomats, social workers, and entrepreneurs. But what makes us a cut above the rest is our loyal and dedicated service to you, the rank and file of our great party. Tonight, I look across the audience, and we can call you by name, we can identify you by face, and we can recollect your contribution. Like you, we have stayed with this party through the incarnations of Team Unity. We have stayed with you through the COP. We have stayed with you despite the ILP. We have stayed with you despite hope. We have stayed with you despite the Patriotic Front, and even more to come. We have never lost a common touch. I started with Team Unity, leader. We have never lost a common touch to break bread with you, to walk with you, to celebrate with you, and even at times to endure pain and sorrow. Tonight I want to tell you that your strength and unity of purpose has taught me that votes are not won by sponsored hatchet job advertisements that mirror PNM narratives. You have taught me that votes are not won by vile personal attacks blasting from music trucks in front of your house. You have taught me that votes are not won by charlatans who only know you around election time but cannot find you in your time of need. You have taught me that votes are not won by colluding with the PNM for personal family favors of promotion and jobs. You have taught me that votes are not won by Facebook videos denying your PNM membership number 69761 under the name of Rushton B.J. Parry. I have learned from you one of the greatest political lessons of all, which is once a PNM, always a PNM. You have taught me that votes are won by the love and support of our rank and file, by serving you and remain loyal to our cause for peace, bread, social justice, and equity. You know that we, the STAR team, have been your frontline soldiers fighting for the bread and butter issues that affect your homes and your pockets. I want you to throw your minds to something. When you look at your party today and you look at your frontline members, whether it's outside or inside of the parliament, you turn on your 7 o'clock news, you open your newspaper. Who are the frontline members fighting for you, this great party, against Rowley, Hines, Camille, Faris, Stewart? It is Dr. Munilal in national security. It is MP Saddam Hussein on legal issues. It is MP Rabi Ratiram on the issue of agriculture. It is MP Arnold Ramos, sport and culture. It is MP Khadija Amin on local government. It is MP Dave Tanku on the issue on finance and the economy. It is myself on the issue of water and electricity. We have told you what we stand for. Our policies and plans are not built on brick and mortar and fancy buildings. It is built on your desire for a better country. Brothers and sisters, some have said to you, it matters not where they sit, but where they stand. In local parlance, when they tell you to stand up, it is to run. Today, they cannot tell you where they stand on stand your ground laws. They cannot tell you where they stand on laptops for children. They cannot tell you where they stand on legal firearms. They cannot tell you where they stand on eliminating higher water and electricity rates. We can tell you where we stand, and we stand with the United National Congress and Kamla Persad Bissessa. We can tell you what we have been doing. We can tell you where we have been and which communities we have been strengthening for the United National Congress. From San Fernando West to Tunapuna to Grandi and even Mayaro. Brothers and sisters, many of us on the STAR team often aided and abetted by our political leader. The strength, the wind beneath our wings. I often tell her, I say, leader, you know, there are stories in this party you do not tell. But sometimes somebody needs to tell these stories. And tonight, I will give you one of those stories. In 2016, the Mayaro Regional Corporation was a marginal corporation. We used to win that by the pulling of straws. Dr. Munilal reminded me yesterday, he was like, boy, we was like a snow cone man, pulling straw. Because that is how you used to determine who won the Mayaro Regional Corporation, because it was so marginal. The PNM had 3 solid seats. The UNC only had 2, and one was dicey. In 2016, with a new MP, Dr. Munilal would leave San Fernando, instructed by the political leader to go down to Mayaro for us to win. 2016, we won the Mayaro Regional Corporation because of the work of Kamla Persad Bissessa and Dr. Rudal Munilal. In 2019, when our councillor in that marginal seat passed away during the election, the political leader called Dr. Munilal and I one night, and she said, I received an email from the MP from Mayaro telling me that he's jumping on a plane and he's going to Washington. What will happen? We could possibly lose that seat of that corporation if we do not have strong leadership down there. It was MP Khadija Amin on one side of Toko Sangre Grande, myself, Barry Padrat, on the night with political leader Kamla Persad Bissessa guiding the process, that every single day we went down to Mayaro to bring home that regional corporation. We never sought to abandon our party in the most difficult of moments, brothers and sisters. And that is why I can tell you tonight about the testimony of the type of leadership we have in Kamla Persad Bissessa. I can tell you with certainty, when we were not in our own seats and not in our own regional corporations, we were in San Fernando West, strengthening that seat, being able to bring it home in the local, that for the general, we will bring home San Fernando West. We will bring home Tunapuna. We will bring home Grandi. We will bring home St. Joseph. Just on Sunday, my brother Saddam Hussein joined MP Michelle Benjamin and myself in the Lengua Indian Walk District, leaving other areas of the country where we could have been canvassing and campaigning. We ensured that we put Team UNC first, out there supporting Nicole Gopal for Lengua Indian Walk and Sarah Sukhdev for Mon Diablo. Brothers and sisters, I heard one of my colleagues say a few days ago something on the platform, and it hurt me to the core. And I want to tell that colleague, when you open your mouth, have a little bit of damn respect. And I'll tell you why. When you were groveling for the seat in 2020, she was honorable political leader. She was boss lady. Today you're on a platform with the most disrespect and vile tone, calling her Kamala like Kamala is your friend. I want to tell you, Kamala is not your friend. And if you take God out of your thoughts and think Kamala is your friend, well, certainly with friends like you, she don't need enemies. I heard another one saying Kamala feel he hungry. I want to tell him tonight, it was not Kamala that said you're hungry. It was Prime Minister Keith Rowley who said you sold your country for a place of food. Eating with a racist called Marie Le Pen when he served as United Nations ambassador. Tonight I ask my colleagues, where's your voice for those people? Where is your voice against the PNM? We are focused that our enemy is the People's National Movement and not each other. Stop fighting down the star team and your leader, because come June 16, Kamala Persad-Bissessar will still be the leader of the United National Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, there's another issue that I want to raise with you this evening as I wrap up. And it has to do with the issue of the Lengua Indian Walk and the seat in Quina Mondiablo. And in Lengua Indian Walk, we won that seat by one vote. One vote. Kivan, could you put up the slide on the screen? It's on the screen. And that is a sample of what that vote looked like. It is the actual ballot that is in question. And the EBC rejected that ballot even though it was clear what the intention of the voter was, which was to vote for the United National Congress. At the back of the ballot, through no fault of the UNC or the UNC's candidate, the EBC official did not initial the ballot. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, when you go to the polls on Monday, June 17th, and you get that ballot in your hand, make sure you turn it left, right, upside down to ensure that the ballot is initialed and due process is followed. We won the seat of Lengua Indian Walk, but because of the treachery, the foolery of the People's National Movement and their cohorts in the Elections Boundaries Commission, you cannot take it for granted. We want you to be vigilant. As we go out there and we campaign the next few days for Sarah Sukhdev in Quina Mondiablo and Nicole Gopal in Lengua Indian Walk, I want to remind you as I close of a few words that was given to us in a speech in 2017. In 2007, not 2017, 2007. And many of you will recall that speech in Mid-Center Mall when she told us. She said, Kamala is a woman who gets knocked down, but she will always get back up for her party and for her country. Tonight I ask you, will you stand with Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the United National Congress? Will you stand with the star team? Will you stand for decency? Will you stand for morality in public affairs? Will you stand for the great party that is the UNC? Brothers and sisters, I ask you to stand with us tonight. Stand with us in Barakpur. Stand with us in Tunapuna. Stand with us in San Fernando West. Stand with us in Chaguanas West. Stand with us in Mayaro. Let us win. Let us beat them. Beat them. Beat them. And as Dr. Mulilal says, when we don't beat them to a frazzle, we also beat the frazzle. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you. Long live the UNC and long live Kamala Persad-Bissessar. I thank you.
Thank you very much, MP Barry. And I don't want us, Barapur, to lose that energy. Keep the energy going as we bring on one of our winning stars as International Relations Officer, a former Commonwealth Youth Ambassador and former Youth Arm Chairman, Mr. Nicholas Morris. Another winning star, Barapur, as our Education Officer, MP Ravi Ratiram. Barapur, our third winning star, as Vice Chairman, Mr. Hamlin Jainal. Bring him on, Barapur.
I'm gonna give you my heart.
Our fourth winning star, as treasurer, Alderman Viliana Rambuta Singh.
'Cause you're a sky full of stars.
Barapo, as we bring on our 5th winning star as election officer, welcome MP Arnold Ram. And our 6th winning star, no stranger to none of all of us, bring on MP Khadija Amin as our Northeast Regional Coordinator.
I'm gonna give you my heart.
And Barapo with our winning star as chairman. Help me bring on with a round of applause MP Davindranath Danku.
'Cause you light up the park.
Thank you very much.
I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome the current MP for Muruga Tabelon, Michelle Benjamin.
Look at the stars.
She previously served 2 terms as a UNC councillor for the Hindustan St. Mary's constituency and chairman of the Muruga Tabelon Executive Constituency. She's an active member of the Baptist community and is affiliated with a number of non-profits, non-government organizations, and youth groups. She was raised and educated in this area, having attended Cowan Hamilton and the Southern Community College. She obtained a diploma in computer sciences from the School of Management and Accounting and a Bachelor of Science degree in Environmental and Natural Resource Management and Biology from the University of West Indies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my MP, MP Michelle Benjamin.
Oh, you look at the stars.
Thank you, Councillor Lima.
Shine for you.
Good night, Barapo. Good night to my esteemed political leader, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Visesa. Councillors, executive members, and our star team, the winning team. And of course, the constituency of Muruga Tabelon, and we're here tonight in Barapo. Now, I must make mention of this, although it was mentioned before. 9 years ago tomorrow, this school was commissioned by the former MP, one of my mentors, the Honorable Mr. Clifton Dikoto, and former Councillor Philip Gonzalez. This school was opened because UNC delivers. Ladies and gentlemen, since the commissioning of this school, what was built in Barapo? Nothing. Nothing for the last 9 years. We stand at a crucial point in our nation's history. We stand on the precipice of a new era, where technology and a fast-growing economy is what most countries and even our neighboring Caribbean islands, even our neighbor Guyana, could attest to. But conversely, we are weighed down by the dark reality of a PNM government gone rogue. They have gone rogue because they don't care about us and they do not hold themselves accountable. But we have to bring them to account for the errors and the wrongdoings of this government. This current government has to be removed, and the United National Congress have to return. Tonight, let us look at Lengua Indian Walk. Now, this is a district, as stated by my parliamentary colleague and my neighboring MP, who I share this electoral district with, stated that the PNM thief the vote. This was a robbery in broad daylight, as he showed you that UNC. Rest assured that the residents of Lengua Indian Walk cannot wait for the 17th of June to make Nicole Gopal the United National Congress councillor. While this wicked and evil PNM government, but wait, I want to tell them that no matter what they do, that Lengua Indian Walk will be stamped with United National Congress come the 9th of June 17th. And it would not be a slight victory. If you remember that I would have called them out on political water, and I have to mention water here tonight because we are in Barapo, and my constituents will tell you that there are days, months, weeks, no water. But in Samuel Cooper, WASA is putting in pipelines. I am the member of parliament for Murga Tablan. I could tell you of areas like Khorasan and Platanit that don't have pipelines. But in the name of winning an electoral district, WASA is being a political toy for this current administration. But little do they know, again, the message will be sent on June 17th that Lengua Indian Walk belongs to the United National Congress because we know about fair governance. We know about equality for all. We remember when Kamla Prasad Bisesa ran Trinidad and Tobago that we didn't have to wait 3 months for water in our pipelines. It will shake the belly of this evil PNM government. It will put them in the back of the class, as they say, because this election will signal that the next general election in 2025, that the United National Congress will reclaim Trinidad and Tobago, and that we will know what good governance is. Our children will benefit from jobs. Right now, in my constituency, what we know about are bad roads throughout the electoral district of Lengua Indian Walk. Sadat Road, a contractor started 2 years ago, and I dare say here tonight, because he's a friend of a government minister, that project is at a standstill. Lengua Road, John Lendo, why is that contract at a standstill? Again, another contract awarded to a PNM financer. But I tell you, we will hold them accountable. This government must be held accountable, and June 17th is the start of that. Let us dive a little deeper into what is taking place. In my constituency tomorrow, I'm telling you, housing grants will be given out to the who's who of Lengua Indian Walk. But no matter how much housing grants they give out, no matter how much self-help or HGC improvement grants that is given, I want to tell them again, who is winning Lengua Indian Walk? Who is the next councillor of Lengua Indian Walk? Nicole Gopal. So we know that we have to hold them accountable because they are spending our taxpayers' dollars to campaign with it. But we are not standing for that. This PNM government, they know about using our taxpayers' dollars. I could tell you, in 2020, they commissioned an agro-processing plant. And you know what? To date, little to no agro-processing is taking place. And that was to the tune of $92 million. They installed pipelines in Marak 2018. No water in the pipelines. Laloon, no water in the pipelines. Again, this is how PNM campaign. PNM promises never materialize. They are waiting to commission the fishing facility. And you know when they will commission that? On the doorstep of the 2025 general elections. Wait and mark the date. You feel this PNM government is easy? Let us not forget that this is the same government that took away the laptops. Let us teach them a lesson. Let us return good governance to Trinidad and Tobago. Let us show this PNM government that we are serious about our future. Let us put them on the back seat. Trinidad and Tobago, it is time for us to bind together. The first step is on the 15th. Elect the executive to run the United National Congress, led by the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar. And then, with that victory, we are walking in on the 17th to teach them a lesson that we know what is right governance, and we would elect Nicole Gopal to sit in the Princeton Regional Corporation, where we will get things done in Lengua Indian War. I, Michelle Benjamin, the Member of Parliament, fully endorse the STAR team and the winning candidate for Lengua Indian War, Mrs. Nicole Gopal. Thank you.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you, and everything you do.
Thank you very much. Let's hear it for your Member of Parliament, MP Michelle Benjamin. Honorable political leader, welcome to Barrackpore. My job here tonight is to introduce some of the winning stars. And my first candidate for Policy and Strategy Officer, MP Saddam Hussein. Second, I have one of the shining stars, Deputy Political Leader, Dr. David Lee.
'Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart.
Next, Deputy Political Leader, Senator Jolene John. And Miss Jolene is always running around. Tonight she's here running around once again. My brothers and sisters, our shining star and deputy political leader, a name everyone is familiar with in Trinidad and Tobago, having been a member of parliament since his younger days way back in 2001. He has been a member of parliament since 2002 in Oropuch and Oropuch East. He is so popularly known as the Lion. Please welcome Deputy Political Leader, Dr. Rudal Munila. Let's hear the roar! Let's hear the roar!
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Councillor Nello. Brothers and sisters here assembled in this massive crowd in Barrackpore, in the worst weather to be seen tonight, I salute you for coming out in your hundreds on this very horrible day of bad weather and traffic. And look how much are here. I feel the excitement, the energy, and I feel victory for the star slate on Saturday, the 15th of June. Honorable political leader, leader of the opposition, the illustrious Kamla Persad-Bissessar and Dr. Gregory Bissessar, parliamentary colleagues, members of the star slate, councillors, well-wishers assembled here, brothers and sisters who are tuning to the various social media platforms, listening to us in Trinidad and Tobago and abroad, we welcome our brothers and sisters in Canada, Ajax, they pronounce it. We welcome them tonight. We welcome friends across the Caribbean to our meeting of the Star Slate. My brothers and sisters, this meeting comes on a day when, if you ever wanted to see the incompetence of the PNM, you saw it today. If you were in Port of Spain on Rice Road today, it will take you 6 hours to get to Barrackpore. It will take you 3 hours to go to Miami, but from Port of Spain to Barrackpore is 6 hours. This is the PNM. A drizzle of rain, it flood, a thunderstorm like today, you are marooned. Brothers and sisters, we cannot take it anymore. Look at what our country has come to. Look at what has happened in the context of crime. All of us, at some time, we are victims. We are relatives and friends of victims of crime. Today, there are people, some are getting immune, some are getting numb to even the thought of criminal active communities to rob you. While that is happening, Heinz, like Kumkaran, is sleeping. While that is happening, Rowley, like Marco Polo, is traveling. So one sleeping, one traveling. They cannot manage the crime crisis in this country. Mrs. Kamla Prasad, order. We have spoken. The STAR team supports policies that deal with stand your ground, to give ordinary, law-abiding, qualified citizens the right to have a weapon, a firearm to defend yourself, your family, and your property. We have promoted in the past, and we'll do it again, community comfort patrols, joint army and police patrols, a national operations center, policies and strategies to deal with fighting the most hideous murder and gang violence that has corroded our society. Today, no one is safe. You are not even safe in your home. The sanctity of your home has been violated. And the STAR team is a team that support the policies of Kamla Prasad Bisesa, that support our policies. And when we put ourselves up for election in this team, we support the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa, and the Honorable Mrs. Prasad Bisesa support us. I made a point a few weeks ago. I said that the Constitution at Article 28 provides that the role of a deputy political leader is to assist the political leader with the execution of her duties, responsibilities, her tasks. That is the role. So if you are deputy political leader, your role is assigned by the political leader. That is clear. That is in English. It is in the Constitution. One fella on the next slide jump up. He said, look what they're saying. The deputy leader is only to assist the political leader. He said, no, no, no. It have a thing in there that the deputy leader is to take over if the leader fall down. That is what in the head. That is what is in their head. Their role is not to implement policy. Their role is not to deliver goods and services. Their role is not to rescue the country. Their role is to wait for the political leader to fall down. That is what they said on a political platform. And that fellow just posed as a big shot lawyer. I think he's running against Saddam, the policy and strategy officer of the state. And I want to tell you, he has the policy and strategies right, because they went on the platform, they announced that if they win, they build in party headquarters. And the fella, them is fellas who can't give you a bottle of water. They can't give you a bottle of water, but they want to build headquarters and party headquarters. Well, I saw the building. I find the building looking ugly. I find the building looking ugly, if you ask me. It's looking like a backhoe or a tractor or something like that, with something hanging out. So I said, all right. But our brilliant policy officer, apparently he found that this is an exact building in the south of Berlin, Germany, very near to the Tempelhof airport. I remembered it myself. I spent many years in Europe, and when they drew that to my attention, I quickly researched the airport, and we found the building. Man, they even thieving a building from Germany. That is it. How much of all you is German here? All you could talk German? Well, I know some all you could talk Spanish. But all you can't talk German? But they went on the map on the Google, and they Google a building and say, we go build this building. Huh? We should report it to the owner of the building, like sue them for patent or intellectual property or something like that. And I make that point to make now the more serious point. Their political campaign took birth in a misconception. Their political campaign took birth in a misconception. Because they started their campaign and saying, we want election, we want election, we want election, as if somebody postponed an election. As if somebody lock up the date, put it in the vault and run away. We were always going to have elections, but they made that their centerpiece when there was no doubt about elections. So they were misconceived from the very beginning. Today, and Dr. Bodo is agreeing with me heartily, yes, he understands that. He understands that analogy well. Today when they speak, brothers and sisters, I hear all kind of things coming out of my... That fella from Mayara, I want to tell you only one time. That fella gone pagal. That's pagal now. That is beyond delusional, it's pagal. Man, even William Shakespeare said, ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Julius Caesar. So, he gone pagal, announcing all type of plans and policy. That fella winning no election Saturday. We will crush them in Mayaro. We will mash them up in Naparima. We will humble them in Tabakit. We will cage him in Shagona's West. And I think we go bury them in Toko Manzanella, wherever, Komoto Manzanella. I just forget the name of that fella, the candidate for the, I forget the name, but I think he running as well. So, brothers and sisters, we are not worried. Look at the team here. Look at the mobilization tonight. You all come out in your hundreds, and you're hot like a chula. When they speak again, and I want to pay some attention to them, because, you know what I mean, like all lions, I just remain quiet and calm, and even if you pelt a stone at a lion really don't wake up if you pelt him. But last week I hear in this fella, gone on the, they put something out talking about pussycat and who is lion and who is pussycat. And you know, the fella probably know I am a big fan of cats, you know. So, yes, we have several, we have pet cats and so on. He knows that. And talking about pussycat and lion and so on. And he misrepresents everything he says. He will not tell you that twice in the parliament, Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisesa called him, welcomed him and said, come, let us talk. What is your concern? What grievance you have? We can't dream what he's thinking about. When we called him to a meeting once, he couldn't come. He said he had another appointment and he had to leave parliament. During a sitting, when we said, okay, well, the brother can't make it today, these things happen, we call again, come, let us meet, let us talk. This time he said he had to go to funeral. Well, his funeral is on Saturday, the 15th of June. It's political funeral. It's political funeral, waiting for it. But he did not meet, he did not want to meet, and we now know why, because they were plotting, and he came from the PNM. Kivan, you have that clip, put it up. They have a clip where it was announced for all and sundry, whoever sundry is, it was announced that he was a member of the PNM. When you have it, let me know. And they announced his membership number. Barry Padarat is repeating that number. The number stick in my head. If you ask me my car number, I can't remember. But I remember what is that? 69761. Yeah, the whole day and night this thing in my head. He came from the PNM, admitted that he was a financier of the PNM. He admitted that, brothers and sisters, and they have no shame. Today, watch what is happening. They are not uniting nobody. They are not united nobody. You know who they're uniting? The PNM. Because everybody who endorsing them is a PNM. A fella from Central Trinidad, he bad talking we, bad mouthing we, cussing we for years now. Years now, under the guise of religion and so on, cussing we. He now comes say he support them. But he's PNM, he was in the PNM party with Alwari and Rowley and Stuart Young. And now I have to say, I mean, listen, I have to choose my words right, and let me just take a sip of water for that. I should have a lota to sip that water. because I want to talk about a pundit. I see a pundit on the little screen come up on the social media. And Baba telling people who to vote for, who not to vote for. What is wrong with Baba? He gone pagal too. And there's somebody, I didn't put it up, somebody show a picture of the Baba in a bright PNM jersey. He was in the PNM too. He take off his jersey and put on a dhoti. And pronouncing and prancing around and say who to vote for. We don't want the advice of the PNM on who to vote for. We know who we voting for. All of them. It have a fella in my, near my constituency there. The fella just go from one mood to a next mood. I think he moody. 1 minute he this side, 1 minute he that side. I think he moody. He coming to tell people who to vote for, but he can't vote neither. I tell you, Paragon Pagal. He taking picture with people who can't vote. Huh? He listening to people who can't vote. He getting it. Huh? That is a UP, the United Pagal. That is what they are. That is what they are. Ravi on the ball there, man. You can depend on Ravi for that. So brothers and sisters, don't fall for that. Don't fall for that, brothers and sisters. They come with other talk about they will lead. You don't know what they're saying? They're saying, don't vote for we can't win. So if we can't win, them could win? Them could win? I want to tell you, last week Friday in the Parliament, we went to the Parliament, a most important bill, a finance bill dealing with money. Brothers and sisters, last week bill dealing with paisa. Real plenty paisa. 3 billion paisa. And they come for important debate. Who talked last week Friday? Kamla Prasad Bisasa spoke. Devendra Tanku spoke. David, oh God, I was waiting. Saddam Hussein spoke. Rudy Ndar Singh spoke. I announced first the opening button was by overs. 6 after 6 after 6. But the one that the people listened to on the end after, they say, man, that David Lee, that dragon was spitting fire. Classic speak, classic talk. Where was Komoto Manzanella? He's doctor. That had thing to do with health. He didn't talk. Where was the next one from Shoguana's West? He didn't talk. Where was the lady from Tabakit? It had to do with education too. She didn't talk. I missed out one of them. Oh yes, yes. Where was that fellow from Naparima? He didn't talk. When the time come, they could not stand up to Diyal Singh. In fact, they cannot stand up to talk, to confront the enemy. They were found wanting. And then, coming to that. You see, these fellas feel like him, but wind up debate, everybody gone home. A man posts a big speech. He said, that was his speech on this finance. I say, hey, you clown. Your speech is for in the parliament, not for outside. I say, your speech is for the parliament, it's not for outside. He announcing a big speech. I say, but they cannot stand up to the PNM. And they are saying, vote for us. We will lead. We will win. We could do this. Who could do that? Who? Them? Well, let me tell you something. You're quicker go for a village council team. You might be better off. So don't get fooled. Don't get conned, brothers and sisters. Come out in your numbers. Come out in your numbers. And I want to tell the pundit from wherever you're from, keep the hell out of UNC business for me, please. Stay the hell out of UNC business. And he makes a statement. I want to make a point here. Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisasa as Prime Minister. And I say this with no apology to no Prime Minister, ever. From Williams come down. No Prime Minister has embraced every religion, every creed, every race, every culture than Kamla Prasad Bisasa. None. And maybe none might ever do. But none have embraced the religion and culture of all to come and drive this nasty wedge to say, Mrs. Prasad Bisesa, don't support this one and don't support that one, is rubbish, utter garbage. When we were there, I was in cabinet for 5 years. 5 years. Mrs. Prasad Bisesa will still sit down like a school mistress, a teacher, and take off all the groups and ensure we had equity, we had equality, that everyone benefited, regardless of Hindu, regardless of Muslim, regardless of Christian, regardless of Baptist, regardless of racial. She would sit down, and if she sees an imbalance, she will tell the minister, come here, come here, come here. But how come this group here is not getting sufficient help from the state, and we would correct it? I spent hours doing that, tedious hours, and for some clown to come and say, no, we don't like this one, Mrs. Prasad, I don't like that one. That is mischief, it is rubbish, it is misrepresentation, and it is wrong. So brothers and sisters, reject Baba. Reject that Baba. Tell him if he wants a CPAP contract, he could ask me. He don't have to do that. So brothers and sisters, my time, of course, has come to an end, but I wanted to end by indicating to you that this country is in a crisis. It is only the United National Congress can save this country. It is only the Star Slate that can lead the United National Congress to save this country. So brothers and sisters, on the June 15th, come out in your numbers and vote for David Lee, Deputy Political Leader, Jerlene John, Deputy Political Leader, Dave Tanku, Chairman, Hamlin Jailal is here, Tanapuna, Deputy Chairman, Saddam Hussein, Policy and Strategy Officer, Ravi Ratiram is running as well, Education Officer, Sean Sobers, Research Officer, Viliana Ramuta Singh, a brilliant lady from San Fernando, Treasurer. Of course, this man who made this commanding and dynamic speech earlier, Barry Padarat as party organizer. Arnold Ram, Elections Officer. Nicholas Morris, International Relations Officer. Khadija Amin, Northwest Rep. Eli Zakur, Northwest Regional Representative. Sister Vandana Mohib, Central Regional Representative. Shanti Drum, Shanti, South Regional Representative. Kerwin Phillip, Tobago Regional Representative. That is your star team, led by the captain, a star herself, led by Kamla Prasad Bisesa. So let us now, brothers and sisters, ensure that we have victory on the 15th, victory on the 17th. Long live the United National Congress, long live our political leader, and long live the good people of Barrackport. Thank you. And
Don't you touch that dial. You're locked on to The Street, 919 FM.